Hey everyone, today we're going to jump into a really timeless story. It's all about friendship and what makes a gift truly valuable. It's a pretty simple tale, but man, the message is powerful. So let's get right into it. So let me start by asking you something. What's the most valuable gift you can possibly give someone? Like, really think about it. Is it something that costs a ton of money? Something super rare? Or is it something else entirely? Just kind of keep that question in the back of your mind as we get into this story. All right, so our story kicks off with two friends, right? Grew up together. But fate, as it does, sent them down two wildly different paths. I mean, to look at them now, you think they had nothing in common. But that shared history, that's the thing that still connects them. Okay, so on one hand, you've got Sudama. He's a humble Brahmin. And when I say he's poor, I mean he's living in just crushing poverty. His clothes are basically rags. Then, on the other hand, you have his old friend Krishna. He's not just doing well, he's a magnificent king, living in this unbelievable palace, dripping with jewels. The difference between them is, wow, it's just staggering. So things are getting really tough at home, and Sudama's wife finally convinces him, you have to go see your powerful friend. So really reluctantly, Sudama starts this long journey to the city of Dwarka. And he's not going there to ask for a handout. He just wants to see his old friend again. And right away, this brings up a huge problem for Sudama. I mean, what on earth do you bring a king, a guy who has everything? Especially when you have nothing. This is the big dilemma he's facing. So after looking everywhere, the only thing he can scrape together is this tiny, pathetic-looking bundle. He feels like it's an insult, bringing this to a king? But it's literally all he has. So what's even in this little bundle? It's something called Poha. It's basically just beaten rice. We're not talking about some fancy delicacy here. This is like the simplest, most basic food you can imagine. And get this, to make it even more humbling, he had to borrow it from a neighbor. That just shows you how deep his poverty really was. Yeah, there's a line from the story that just perfectly captures how he's feeling. It says he's so ashamed of this gift that he actually hides it under his shawl the whole way there. He's just consumed with anxiety, wondering what the king is going to think of such a pathetic offering. Okay, so picture this. Sudama finally gets to the palace. It's magnificent. His heart's just pounding in his chest. He fully expects the guards to just laugh and turn him away. I mean, he's this guy in rags standing at a king's gate. But what happens next, nobody, and I mean nobody, could have seen this coming. The second Krishna hears Sudama's name, everything just stops. And this part is so important. He doesn't send a messenger. He doesn't make him wait. He literally gets up off his throne, runs, sprints to the gate himself, and just wraps his arms around his old friend. And this wasn't some stuffy, formal greeting. Oh no, this was raw. It was emotional. In that one moment, all the titles disappear. There's no king, there's no poor Brahmin. It's just two friends, finally back together after so long. And the tears, the tears say it all. This friendship was the real deal. All right, so now we get to the gift. They're inside the palace, and it's just filled with luxury you can't even imagine. But Krishna's attention isn't on any of that. His focus is on something way smaller. Just try to picture this scene. The room is glittering with priceless stuff, right? But Krishna's eyes just scan right past all of it. And they land on that small, hidden bundle, the one Sudama is still so ashamed of. He sees the very thing Sudama thinks is completely worthless. And he doesn't politely ask for it either. The story says he snatches it, just grabs it with this pure childlike excitement. There's zero judgment, zero hesitation. It's just absolute joy at getting a gift from his friend. So Krishna tears open this little bundle and starts eating the poha, this simple, dry, beaten rice. And not just a little taste, he eats 2 full handfuls of it. And you can see his eating it with so much love, like he's savoring every single bite as if it's the best food he's ever had. And this right here, this is the whole point. This is a king who could eat literally anything in the entire world, and yet he declares that this simple, borrowed rice is the sweetest food he had ever tasted. Why? Because it came with love. That was the secret ingredient. So what's the big lesson here? What are we supposed to take away from this powerful story? Because it's more than just a nice little tale, right? It's got some really deep lessons about what it means to connect with people, and they're just as true today as they were way back when. It really all boils down to a few key things. Krishna didn't look at Sudama and see a poor man. He saw his friend. He didn't taste some simple rice. He tasted love and affection. The point is, the real value of the gift had nothing to do with the gift itself. It was all about the intention behind it. That's the real treasure. And that brings us right back to that question I asked at the beginning, but maybe now we see it a little differently. In our world today, where everything seems to be about how much something costs, about making these huge grand gestures, how do we get better at seeing the Poha in our own lives? You know, those small, humble gifts that are given with real sincerity? Yeah, that's something we're thinking about.